Hello, everyone. Hopefully, should be good to go. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I have a light that is not participating yet tonight. Hopefully, it gets its act together and stops the light flickering of the one row of LED. Ooh, maybe it just did. Might have timed that perfectly. No hospital gown. No hospital gown needed. I did take off my hat for the actual procedure, but I didn't at first. I was sitting there, I was like, I should probably take this off. Felt weird, but we're here. No Nicole Boo. She wasn't even 100% happy that I was doing it. So, you know. She actually didn't necessarily know 100% until like about 30 minutes ago. It's fine. I said, I'm just sitting here. It'll be okay. This isn't strenuous activity, as they say. But hopefully everyone's here. It's been a busy few days. Yeah, so did they use the new scalpel or an old one? Oh, that would be quite appropriate. It was actually a scalpelless routine, as they call it. Bag of peas on the peas. Currently we're cooking mixed vegetables, but yeah, you know, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Not a lot of movement. I look shorter. It's probably just the table. There. Now I look taller again. So anyway, you need a lint roller. I haven't had a shirt on all day. Hat, whatever. You know. So anyway. I do have one of the boxes of the Fordyce here. Give you guys a look. This will be obviously a fresh one since the one that I had was dirty and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I think we'll pull this out today. This is going to be what my newest project will be based on. So this is going to be a little bit of that. Anyway, let's open up and I'll show you. Put some of the new dual stage phone. I did grab one of the, I had one of the sets here. However, these are for the VXT2s, and I only have one pair here. I don't have a pair of the 465 ones. Flashbacks after using that knife. I will say that I kept my eyes either closed or away the entire time. I was very uncomfortable. I am easily embarrassed. So all of these things meant that I just kept my head pointed in the opposite direction. Although there was a medical student in the room as well, which I didn't love. So. Glad those missed all of the sensitive areas. So there's that. If Joker 510714, thank you, sir. Josh, good to see you. Has purchased a set of the new VP foams for VXT2. To compare with the CI Duo stage. Yeah, absolutely. I still have a lot of Crawler Innovation stuff, obviously. The new VP ones, they're only one firmness, so just designed around, kind of a general consensus of what the vehicles will be and how we thought that they'll work from there. So they should be a solid option for Wild Peak and VXT2 tire owners. So, if you haven't seen how these come, the radio comes attached to the truck like that. And you get a little bed wrap here on the back too. So, it's got a cutout in it because of how the radio goes through. Waste of a good zip tie. It is a heavy duty one. I just don't see myself using that large of a zip tie very often. So anyway, you get the manual, Fordyce manual, some extra stickers, and some of the manuals for the other stuff in there. Nothing crazy, but the truck here, which if you watched my video, maybe you will have seen, it has become my favorite. It's just all around very much the truck that I like the best. It's super stable. I like the way that it looks. I love the body style, the old school. I like the Jeep front look. Yeah, it's kind of, old Willie's truck look with the, you can see it's got some of the point to it there, and the split window, of course, as well. So, yeah, I'm very, very happy. Glad that it's out. Excited to have it out there. These projects take a long time. So by the time they get released, we've been working on them for a long time, and been seeing them and having them around and driving them, but you can only drive them at certain places and certain times. That's it's always a bit of the struggle of these releases like that. Will the interior from the Creep fit? No, that would be a different size, but it's definitely something that I'll draw up a cage that you can 3D print and have seats and stuff for. So that's something, I have a little bit of time available to myself here, so probably something I'll work on soon. I pulled the front hinge out so you can lift up the body straight off. The body itself it's a new cab, obviously, with the same bed sides and bed. So those were a carryover. It's just a new bed. And then the fenders, inner fenders, rock sliders, bumpers, those are all the same as well. Thomas B. I was like, thank you, sir. In solidarity, I will be wearing a vice grip for the remainder of the stream. Dr. Snip Snip, who from the photo I can determine appears to be Mr. Buck Dandy. So what is the real difference between this and the Pro and or the Phoenix straight axle besides the obvious, such as axles on the Pro, training the Phoenix? So yeah, if you compare it to the Phoenix first, so if you're comparing it RTR to RTR, it does have the standard VFD transmission, which is simpler but much stronger. So that's going to be the big difference as far as that part of it. And then it has the bed sides on it, which weren't included on the RTR. So if you include those, it's about $20 difference retail, but if you include the rear fenders, it's like $60 cheaper if you're kind of comparing apples to apples in that way. However, this does have different links, but the links are I like the front steering link much better. It gives you a lot more clearance. There's no bend anymore, so it can't like flop down or anything like that. So I like that a lot. We have new rod ends that we made for that part of it. And then you just do have that same 4mm link on the panhard and the panhard, the drag link, and the upper links. So they're all just a little bit lighter, but they're up high, so won't change how it slides, just removes a bit of weight. So I always like that as well. Beyond that, most of the stuff is very similar. So you see the price lowering. Oh, also it has the new one-piece ring and locker. So it's a powder metal piece. So it's not machined like the Phoenix was. So the Phoenix technically has a better setup there, but these gears have been super strong. I ran these gears in my V-Speed Phoenix, the super fast one, for testing, just to see like how it, because in that car, the machined ones, even they got really chewed up. So these lasted in there. So I was super confident saying that I think that they'll hold up just fine, for just about all the users. Joker 510714, thank you. Let's hope VP does narrow SLW type wheels again. It may get the comp bug bite you again like before. I mean, I know what you mean, but I don't know. I don't necessarily see that super soon. Bodies will be available, not like this week, but soon enough. Clear bodies so that you can get that. It'll be, you'll have the grill set and the clear cab available. Clear bed sides will be available at some point, but have to remember when. I do not recall exactly. How did the centered ring gear handle 4S and a brushless? Tell me you tried. Well, that's what I was running. I was running the 4S. Do I have that card in here? Oh, I don't. If it wasn't tonight and I didn't have a bag of mixed vegetables resting in my shorts, I'd probably go grab it. But it held up well because, yeah, I ran 4S and I switched to a 6,000 kV 4-pole motor, which it shouldn't run on 4S. 6,000 kV is ridiculous. And the RX-8 got very hot after each run. So I think that car will easily be an 80+ mile an hour car right now. And that was what we were using for testing. So it should be very good. I'm eating Indian for the first time. Wish my bathroom like DK. One reason I don't like Indian food. Thai food, love it. Indian food, can't handle it. Can't handle it. So, did you mention if the body fit on the standard Phoenix by chance? I don't know that I did, but it absolutely will. Same sliders, same bumpers, same inner fenders. It'll drop right on, no changes. Say it isn't so. So you didn't really fire the swim team. Yes, sir. Yes, I did. That's an interesting. I've never heard that one put. So the vegetables, keeping the vegetables from swelling is a good plan. You know that I've tried a number of options at this point. I think that they are the best. Does the body have a hump for the dig servo? So it does not have one. It's cut up there in the back. I'll show you that. So it's up a little bit higher. It doesn't have that same bump out as you can see there. So depending on the height of your dig servo, you either will have to trim the body up just a little bit more, or just or you won't have to do anything. So it really just depends on all about exactly which way you decide to run things. One thing you will note, if you see it, get it later, it does have the overdrive shift servo mount in place. That's not needed and something that shouldn't necessarily be in there. You can remove it. It's what I would suggest, unless you just want another place to put something for some reason. Is this a limited truck? Nope, this is an unlimited truck. As many as we'll sell. Welcome to the... Thank you, Jimmy Two Horses. Oh, God. Let's see. Do you know, off the top of your head, do you know how to get the Holmes Crawlmaster Mini V2 ESC back into recalibrate mode? No, I do not. I have not ever had to do that. I don't know that one. Assume the Q Series headlights fit in the grill. I'm wanting to swap from the Phoenix body to the Fordyce. I'm so excited the new body has absolutely love it. Yeah, the Q Series will fit. The Series 2 light buckets will fit. It's the same light buckets that have been on the Origin, the Phoenix, all of them. So all those are still a direct fit option. Rock lights, all of that. Tail lights are the same since they're the same rear bed sides and same cage. So all those parts will still drop right across. No change there. I showed the wheels a bit on the live stream, on the Vanquish live stream. And these are the, might as well go over it now though. Honestly surprised both RTRs are straight and not portal with the exception of the Falcon. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. While they're, you know, I mean, you can expect to see more RTRs in the future, and I'm sure that a portal will be one of them. RTRs are, we've all heard, we all know that RTRs are the most popular thing. And where is my 2mm wrench? Well, that's interesting. Alrighty then. So, these are the new wheels that come on there. I guess I should have talked about that before too. These are the KMC Riots, and they don't have a aluminum beadlock ring, but they do have 8 screws on the back side of the wheel there, as you can see. No adjustable hub on these, but they are narrower. So those 8 screws are much easier to assemble, and therefore also much easier if you want to change foams. Hold. Eight doesn't seem like a lot until you got to do that. So anyway, once you get those screws out of the back, you can separate the wheel halves just like a regular Vanquish aluminum wheel. So you have a front face to the wheel, a rear ring to the wheel, and then you've got the clamp ring on the inside. And this is the same clamp ring that we use on the other Vanquish wheels, the 0.8 inch wide. We have a 0.8 and a 1 inch. These are the same as the 0.8s. So if you ever wanted to swap to the brass rings that you can run in the 0.8s, you can drop those right in here and add weight to the wheels. So that's super simple. The tires come with the standard gray single stage open cell foam. So they don't come with the new 2-stage. That's, as you can imagine, the RTR level things, you can't just keep throwing all of the options in, but the new wheels are a nice little bonus to have that type of thing in there. We didn't really have the same accessories available to the original. Shoot, I dropped that a long way under. See if I can reach it with my toes. Got it. Do you think changing the foams would improve the performance? Yeah, it definitely will. The stock foams work fine for a little while, but they do break down, and then they will become soft, and your tire will roll a lot more. So the 2-stage foams will absolutely improve that quite a bit.
Your nephew's watching, and apparently may or may not have a new nickname for you, Dr. Snip Snip.
That's Buck Dandy.
Of course, and tell him.
Evidently, my nephew has adopted Buck Dandy's username.
Yeah. Libby just texted me. She was like, just FYI.
So yeah, and the truck is named after the Fordyce Trail. It's up here in the Sierras, not far from the shop actually. It's one of the most difficult, super famous trails. If you're not into that type of trail stuff, you may not have ever heard of it. And if you Google it, yeah, we know. Other things come up. But the Fordyce Trail is pretty epic for what it is, so. Ah, dead. Livestream takeover will now be known as Uncle Fart and Dr. Snip Snip Show. Wow, it's got a lot more pep after changing that battery. Is there a video on setting endpoints and other settings for the RTR remote? I'm a little slow with reading the basic instructions. There isn't, but there either will be or should be already. But it's also pretty simple. I can run you through a little bit of it here. There we go. So if you did want to change tires or remount or change anything, it is super simple to do. There we go. I know it's early for F1, but but I feel bad for Danny Rick. Yeah, I know. I saw Danny broke a wrist. That's nasty. It sucks for sure. What's the other transmission cover bearing carrier for in the Phoenix kit? That is just this. That's just this one. The Phoenix kit comes with this one because the front portion of the transmission is the same, and that means that rear one is also on that same mold. So it just gets thrown in there. Just like with a lot of kits, you have a lot of extra stuff that gets in there that isn't used, and that's all that is. You know, it's just the one for the standard VFD, and then there's another mold for VFD parts. So when there is extras, sometimes they just get put on or included or whatever. That was the case for that that shifting servo mount. It's on the same mold as the electronics trays and the battery tray. And it just didn't get specified to just disregard or discard it. So, you know. Does the Fordyce come with any green trail markers? It doesn't yet. Definitely something I'd like to work on. So, the radio splits in half like that. You pull off this little cover here. That's where the batteries go. Batteries are in this little box. So once you pull the batteries out, I'm just going to keep dropping stuff tonight just to keep pushing me to see if I have to have to bend over at some point. So if you, there's a little sticker on the inside there. It tells you what direction to put them in, because it's not as easy to see as some may be typically. So batteries are in that part now. So here you go. Turn it on and switch on the back. One difference with programming is now on this one, on the Phoenix version, which do I have in here? I don't. It's Fordyce as well. On the Phoenix version, on the main screen, if you hit plus or minus, it would change the model memory. So that doesn't do that on this anymore. So now I'm going to try and just do this in the camera. So to change EPAs, you go to select, there's EPA. So now we're on steering currently, and it's on, you see RBU is right. So you can go up, and we'll just turn it to 100, who cares? To 100, and then I just steer to the left, and it goes to the left side then. So there, now we have set our steering to 100 in either direction. And if you wanted to change like your throttle endpoints, you just hit the channel button. Channel 3, it's at 10%. If you wanted to crank that up, then you're that direction. Channel 3 control is on, that's 4. Channel 3 is up here on top, so. Oh, sorry. Back to it. Went too far. So, back to endpoints. Back to channel 3. And I think, there. Now I'm in the other direction, and then I can increase the endpoint that way. So, is this the same as the Turbo Racing P52? Yes. Same radio. We don't make radios. So this is a sourced radio. Yes, same one. will work with the same receivers. It is something that we had to source for this. So there you go. Other than that, yes, the exact same. Anyway, I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff, and I apologize for that. I'll try and go back. Needs some tack to cool. You know, I do have a bunch more. We got a bunch more pick rail here, but doesn't exactly have the same. I have to like side mount it. Maybe we could do a laser off the side. I don't know. We can you really do multiple tactical radio videos? I'm not sure. I haven't I haven't determined if that could be a thing. Anyway. Nicole, it's 9:30. I need more mixed vegetables. Changed it out right before the show just to make sure. Laser sight for aiming your camera. You know, that would be interesting. Put a laser sight on it and get your camera pointed so that you know where you're pointing. It might just be weird to have a red dot in the middle of your video all the time, but I mean, maybe just put the light trigger on your thumb there, so you always just know where it's pointing. So nice can. What is it? It's Igloo. Old school Igloo. Igloo. It is 64 ounces. So I stay hydrated. Is that a red dot? A scratch and sniff? What's going on, Brandon? Ordinary Hot Wheels, have you been down? I have not. This is the first time I've not sat on the couch. Actually. Even though that doesn't mean I couldn't order Hot Wheels from the couch. But I didn't. I refrained. So. But there you go. That's how you change EPAs on the radio. You've seen a little bit about the basic changes. You know, nothing. What happened to the other fire extinguisher? I still have it, but the nice thing about this is the cap is so much easier. Where the old one, it was like two-factor authentication to get into that thing, and what was my biggest complaint. This one still has a handle, which I like. Still holds 64 ounces, and it's orange. So it clicks, checks all the boxes, however you want to say it. Imagine the cat's reaction to the laser attachments. Yeah, already Chief loves my infrared thermometer for the laser attachment. That could. Let's see. I guess if I get the GoPro mount on there, and then the red dot, I think this could work. Gosh, do you guys consider your own version of Vine and Drive for all of us that already have 11 billion RTR radios? I know what you mean, but I think that the reason that you also don't see that as much with anyone else anymore is because people don't. The reason RTRs sell is because people don't want to make decisions. And the reason, and at the same time, we know that even though probably a lot of the people that are in here have items, have things, you are just 422 of my close friends. And the rest of the RC market is much more on that train of just like, hey, I just want to go buy it and it to work. And that's really, in the end, if we want, as much as you guys are like, I don't like this or that, it's like, I understand, but if you want the hobby to grow, then making it easy for people who aren't as deep into it as us is important. So that's kind of the thing. So in the end, sell off the radio. Just take the radio out and sell it off. Take it to your hobby shop or give it to a friend who's got an old car that they want to get running again, whatever it is. You know you can find a use for it, or you can sell it somewhere, whatever it is, recoup yourself another little bit of cash and move on. But yeah, that's really that's the thing, you know. Well, to heck with the masses. I said it. You know, I understand. Hey, if it was all, you all know that if it was not the masses in the end, that's where we were looking for or needed to keep to keep everything going well, things would be different. But we know that that's also not the case. Are you going to do the Cone Dodgers event tomorrow, Josh? I will not. I'm not allowed to do anything. The strenuous, stupid, and one other S word for the next 3 days. So I will not be. Otherwise, I would be. Will this version of the VFD be available by itself? This version is already available. This is the standard VFD, just the regular VFD transmission kit that's been available for some time. And yeah, it's the exact same version. It's got the molded motor plate, the sintered gears, and it just skipping. Yes, skipping is the other word. Sensual. Sandpaper. No Pilates machine. Yes, none of those things. No saxophone. So anyway, there you go. Yes, there's a much longer list of things that I'm not allowed to do, evidently, but those are the important ones. So where's Nicole? Nicole, I can hear her on the other side of this wall right now. She didn't even know that I was going to do this until, like I said, like 30 minutes before, you know. It's like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to do the live stream. She wasn't super happy about it. Like, you're supposed to be resting. I was like, this is restful. This is restful. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not any more tired after this than I am from sitting on the couch. Where are the cats? They are, I mean, I can hear them. Sookie has been on the wheel. Chief is yelling at the ice machine. Just a normal day. Normal day around here. Brett, thanks for checking in, even if it's just for a few minutes. Appreciate it. So, like I was mentioning, this is going to be my most recent project. I'm going to work on designing up some cage stuff for it, a number of details. I'm going to keep the stock body. What I haven't decided is when I do all the cage stuff and things like that, if I'm going to keep the roof or not. I thought about going to a topless version, although this truck isn't necessarily made for topless. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just cut out the windows. I don't know. I don't know. I have decisions to make, of course. Fordyce should be delivered Monday. Nice. I imagine that some people, people in California could have got them today, because they would have, yeah, at least today. So I haven't been on the internet a whole lot yet. Just call it. Topless is always acceptable. I just can't decide if it would look right with the truck body topless or not. I don't know. Either way, the cage stuff that I plan to do, I would like to be able to see it. Is the only thing. The reason that I'm like, maybe I should take the top off, or I don't know. Too many hard decisions. So you're telling me you don't like topless? What's the worst thing that happens? You cut the top off. You need another body. Yeah, I mean it's exactly right. That is like the worst case scenario. I have to replace the body, which I could probably figure out a way to do. Love the music that you put in the Vanquish Fordyce bit. Thank you. The music choice is tough. It is always tough. Should do a CJ7 or a CJ5. I do like the CJs. I always have liked CJs. I think I'm probably more of a commando or scrambler guy, but they're still CJs. They're just. Or was the commando a CJ technically? I don't think. Maybe it wasn't. New dual stage films that you released, do the 465s fit in the Proline crawlers? I don't know. I have not tried to run them in crawlers. I've only, I don't know. I've only ever ran them either in the 465s or I ran the 475s in the VXT2s, but I haven't ran them in anything else. Scrambler CJ8. Yeah, but the Commando, not Scrambler. Scrambler, yes, CJ8. Leave the roof and build an overland rack for it. That was the plan that I have is very specific. The design and the style and what I'm going to do with it. A lot of very specific choices are planned. So we'll see. Real Chiefs have square headlights. DK, you are fired as a moderator. The Commando was a pickup. Nope. Commando was not a pickup. You're thinking Comanche. And that was an MJ. Put a rag top on it and get my sewing kit out? Who am I? That doesn't sound like me at all. But the cage that I'm going to do. So in the end, the plan for this is to do, I don't know how many of you are fans of full-size YouTuber drag racing, but my plan is to do a kind of like a mullet-inspired build, which is weird because it's not an El Camino, but you can understand what I mean. So I'm going to take a lot of things that are done on that version and do it to this, meaning the cage on the inside will have like a funny car spec roll hoop, or what is that, 25-2 or something like that. So it'll have the hoop around the driver area. This, the separate comes forward and kind of encapsulates. It'll have a containment style seat in it. Do a carbon fiber bed. I'll do some of the tube work in the back that is like what is done there. I have a number of other things that I'm going to try. Hood or no hood art. That's a valid question. Plan is to do a hood, but I will window some turbos, I think. So, that's the that's along the lines of what the plan will be for some of that. A lot of other details that I'll work in and kind of go through. So I just have to get through all the design work, which is obviously the fun part of it. The best thing about a mullet is that none of the tubes need to be straight. That car is bent. That car is bent? What? That's interesting. Are you sure you're not thinking of Leroy? Leroy is bent. Or was. Probably not anymore. Will you remember any of these plans tomorrow? I am on 0 painkillers at all. Like, I couldn't take ibuprofen. They didn't give me anything beforehand. Anything. I bought a 3D scanner and subscribed to you because you did too. Heh, nice. Hopefully you enjoy it. I got another one in on Tuesday. This is the new Revo Point Pop 3, which I need to do some testing on. I'm looking forward to comparing. Nope, mullet is twisted up pretty good. Interesting. That's interesting. How? What happened to the jet-powered rig? That is what mullet was going to be. And then they rebodied it. No, first F1, not scanners. Mullet was going to be jet-powered. Then a couple of people died during the middle of that process. So they're like, you know what? Let's not dive into that. And they turned it into just a big, big power. That looks like a DJI mini case. Kind of does. Except this is pleather. I have a DJI mini. And I think it was black. So the mullet is too heavy. He could make it much lighter. I imagine so. Either way, I think that's a sweet ass car. I love that car. Jet cars don't have suspension for a reason. Interesting. I can't say that I ever did a lot of following of the jet car stuff outside of what he was doing. And I mean, it sounded like something I was just like, whew, sounds like a whole lot of bad ideas. And just, Eric Baker, thank you. Josh didn't think he'd do it live tonight. Must be feeling good. I'm feeling decent enough. I feel like I can sit here and not move and get this done without any problem. Let's see. Was the Jesse Combs one during it? I couldn't remember if that was one of them. I remember there was a couple instances. I just couldn't remember if Jesse was one of them. So yeah, the Steve Morris dynoed his wagon at 4,200 horsepower. So insane. So freaking nuts. Jesse Combs was one of them. Okay, that makes sense. I remember the other drag racer, and then, okay. Quick, everyone has to see Cars Behind Josh. That is not happening tonight. My movement is, I'm here. If I have to shift a little bit, okay. Other than that, nope, not happening. So, the Morris's Rockstar, you always, you know, the do one jumping jack. Nope. That falls under the stupid category of the 3 S's that I'm not allowed. So, anyway, the, yeah, part of my plans for the upcoming, well, at least while I'm down as well, I feel like I'll have to get the front engine cover designed up. I talked about wanting to do like I did a 2JZ one here recently. This obviously not appropriate for a 2J. So I could probably do the 6BT for some people in this one. Probably do an LS one as well. Yeah, and I feel like those will, maybe I won't do an LS. Maybe I'll do like the SMX and I'll run that version. So keep it somewhat reasonable, but make it cool with an SMX. So LSA would be everything is appropriate for a 2J. But I'll get that in there. I also have the lower half of like that LS that fits in here. Now it is way back, so like continuity wise, it will not be appropriate. But if you're looking at them separately, it'll be fine. Because otherwise the LS would be like way back here. And like, it's fine. But to be able to have the engine cover on when, you know, this is here, it looks pretty good. So I won't be mad about doing that. So EJ or FA? EJ or FA? Are we talking Hondas? What are we talking about here? 4-liter straight 6. That's, you know, cut the hood off. No. Partially because I think that these, I think that the grill is possibly part of the hood. Maybe not. So, I don't know. Either way, I'm not cutting the hood off. Everything gets all wonky at those times. Especially since I may be cutting the doors out. I might cut the whole door out. It's a consideration that I have. So, we'll see. The grill is separate? Okay. I couldn't remember if they were still separate, but like moved together or not. 1.3 Samurai. If I made the appropriate size there, it wouldn't fit. Needs carbon doors. That's kind of why I'm talking about it, Art. If I cut the door out, it would be because I'd want to put in a carbon door. I got to get carbon in there somehow, right? I'm late to the party. What's going on? Intensive Nicole carry. I had. It'll get picked up on later. it's because she's taking care of me, not because of anything wrong with her. I get it, but the chassis rails aren't carbon. No, not appropriate. The weird indents on the doors. Those are just body style lines, appropriate for old style trucks. Carbon grill. Nope, not on this one. That is too much going on in those. To redo that grill sounds outside of my skill set. Do all your crawlers get the scale balls hanging from the rear? Never once. I don't like it in the full-size world. I don't like it in the little world. Are you using peas or diced carrots? It's mixed veggies currently. What was the inspiration for the 2 panels on the doors? Just old style vehicles like that have insets in areas. That's all. Did you say mixed wedges? I said mixed vegetables. So so the turn signal, the area there, yes, there is not a, there's an area for it. If you would like, you could clearance that out and put your own LED on the backside there. It won't be a problem. There's not Lexan behind that portion of it. So you'll just be mounting, you won't have a lens there. Let's see if it focuses where I want it to. It is not. It doesn't know where to focus. Sorry. But anyway, there's not Lexan behind that part, so it's just the hard molded plastic grill. Wreck It Ralph, thank you. Adult comp stance hats be back soon? I've been waiting. That's a good question. They should be. I don't know why they haven't been back yet. I'll have to. I'd have to find out about that. So, pretty sure that those have been ordered for quite some time, and the guy's local who does them. So I'll have to check. I have battery packaging for lenses. Yeah, I mean, lens stuff on those should be pretty easy. You should be able to make that work with a lot of things that you probably already have around. And there should be clearance behind the grill still, I believe. Yeah, there's clearance in that area, so you're not going to be real limited on what you can do. Although, why is the body like that? Questions make me feel super old. I know, because that's how old trucks have panels. I'd really like to have a box art body color for my Pro. Oh man, I can't even remember what those were. Brandon painted both of those bodies, I believe. I don't remember. I don't even know if he would remember. I have the original yellow one still, because that's my Pro there. That was the box art Pro. Now it's got a body on it that is not box art because I destroyed the original one. That's my second or third body. I can't remember. But yeah, that was the original box art Pro. Show us that Pro. I'm not getting up because I have gym shorts on and a bag of vegetables. Will there be premium RTR with holes, brushless powertrain, and circles? No, not likely. It's that side of back in the back. I understand that side of things and all, but it's not likely something that's going to happen. Cool wall unit there. Yeah. IKEA shelves for all. So I finally got my Roswell wheels. When I ordered my rock grease, sent an email, check it out. Boom, tours. Aha, that makes sense. Did I just hear a cooking timer go off? You would almost think I should have a timer for these things. I feel like I just kind of play it by ear. The walls need a big valve or two. You know, one of these days I'll just print like a map, like a hugely oversized one, like one of those that, you know, fire systems. Is your Projet incoming? I have not ordered it. I have kept myself not ordering yet. At some time, I should. Like, I'd be like, okay, don't order it until I'm gonna run it. Now, I will say, the Losi motorbike, I did order that right away, and freaking love it. Print your own, come on, man. That Projet looks so much better. It looks so freaking good. Or ProBoat Jetstream. It looks so good. I know I could print one, and yada yada yada. And if I just wanted a boat, I have a boat. I don't need to print one. But I like that one because it's awesome. That's why I want that one. So, but you know, there's too many cool things to have, and not enough time to go use all of them. That is the bigger problem, especially when I have project upon project of, you know, other things that I'd like to get accomplished, and you know how that goes. So, either way, but if I had the other tire foams here, I'd do that. At the same time, while I have the project that I want to do with this, I kind of feel like this would be a really good truck to do budget build stuff on again, especially since it's RTR and all that. And I mean, God, budget builds are such a pain in the butt. But I don't know. It's hard to say. I just having a hard time deciding exactly if that's the route I want to go or not. But I like this truck so much that that's what I would like to do. So, and I wanted, there's so much content on this one, on the platform, the whole thing, that I just would like to keep throwing at it. Just because it does, like, you know, all the things that I've done with that or ones like it in the past, like this one just feels like a mirror of it. You would choose this over a Pro? Well, I mean, a Pro is still nice because it's, you know, machined axles and all that. Should we do a budget build? Matt, if you're in, if you'll say you'll do it, it's a done. We'll say it's so right now. And it's a no-brainer. It's just been one of those, done. All right, there you go. Done. Done. It's been said. It is so. When will the painted body be available? So there you go. See, that was so easy. I'm gonna have to do it with the blue one though, because Matt's is gray too, so I'll use the blue. Josh just went, damn it, on the inside. It's been long. It's been 2 years since we did the last one. Like, it's been a minute. So, you know, we've been talking about, like, yeah, we could do that again. Josh, if you were a Pokemon, which Pokemon would you be? I would have to say Pikachu, because it's the only Pokemon wait. Charizard, right? It's the most expensive one, even though I don't know what it is or how he acts or anything like that. But those are the two Pokemon that I can recite. Josh would easily be a Snorlax. I don't know what that means, and I'm sure that it's offensive. That's a potato chip. What? Use AM32 ESC on the budget build. They are mighty cheap. They are mighty cheap, and there's lots of options for mighty cheap ones to get. You should feel insulted. I absolutely figured I should. but I do not know. I do not know them at all. You know where I know most of the Pokemon stuff from is from like the meme video where the dude is talking about, he's calling Pokemon all the wrong name, and there's a super offended lady. I'll need a new one though. This one is used. Whatever, Matt. Whatever. Fine. Why not an RTR Ripper? Well, Rippers, it's like, it is cool because of what it is, because it's machined in aluminum and all that. Like, if it was just a plastic cage, you know, there's other ones like that, but that car itself, I would never just make that car out of aluminum. I like the Ripper, and the style is fine, but it's not what I would do. Like, if I would, it would be a whole different car. So, will Vanquish ever do a 124th crawler or 118th? I mean, I'm not necessarily interested in doing it. So, I mean, could it be done? Maybe one day, who knows? But it's not something I'll say yes to or about right now. Snorlax, weight 1,014 pounds, weakness, fighting, height 6'11", evolves, thick, fat, immunity category is sleep. I'm offended. Dr. Snip Snip plays MTG. Now, I don't know what MTG is either. So, maybe not Ripper, but metal tube frame, brushless, ultra four. Metal tube frame, like, none of these things are, like, reasonable. Like, you can do an injection molded frame. That's reasonable. Doing a metal frame, like, you're going to end up with a $5,000 car again. Magic the Gathering. Oh, I have heard of this. I still don't know anything about it. I can't name a single character. Are there characters in Magic the Gathering? I don't know. I don't know how it works. And the only reason I know what a Charizard is because of like people who have super expensive cards of them, or one that hasn't been found or something. I don't know. Bless his heart. So, who's gathering if there's no character? I mean, like, I didn't know if it, like, if you're gathering magic or most expensive Charizard card sold for 10K. I thought it was way more than that. I thought Charizards were like, I thought those cards were like hundreds of thousands or something. I don't know why we're talking about this. I get it. You're not I'm like, go for it. I collect all kinds of ridiculous stuff, but I just don't. I've never been into it. Dungeons and Dragons, any of that. Love board games. Just never got into it. Logan Paul bought one for $3 million. That's what I thought. It was like something like that. But I'm cautious about magicians and wizards. Raid Shadow This live video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. If you're these are the if you ever see me do a Raid Shadow Legends sponsored video, just know that YouTube times are tight and that the money is not rolling in, and I needed the money. I was young, I needed the money. I had to do the Raid Shadow Legends sponsored video. You know, I've been playing one game on my phone lately, and it's very odd game. $20 is $20. We shouldn't judge for actions in the past. I haven't done it yet. I'm just saying, if I do, just watch the video and move on. Tonight's live is sponsored by Manscaped. I would do that one happily, because I could say, listen, what did I think that's what I actually use now, because I've got like their razor, nice reusable razor with the razor blade. Works pretty well. Not that you can tell. It was this one time in college, and it doesn't count. Yeah. OnlyFans is less pathetic than Raid Shadow Legends. Well, one of those would probably make me more money, and I don't think it's OnlyFans. Send Cut Send doesn't get in on it. Hey, Send Cut Send, great partner. Much appreciate their support over the years. I will continue to use them. So, anyway, there's not much that I had planned to work on this truck, more than just show you guys around it. I don't have a pile of upgrades to put on it tonight, anything like that. It's just such a solid little truck. I don't know, man. There's one RC YouTuber on OnlyFans. There's more than one. There is more than one. But anyway, I would like to get to designing some things already. That's what I'm really itching to do. Will the normal VFD dig work with the Phoenix tray? Yep, it'll drop right in. Drop right in. Dig servo works right away. It'll go right there. So no changes, super easy, super drop in. Pretty much any of the previous aftermarket options will still work just the same. Is the frame similar to the Phoenix? The chassis itself is the exact same. It's identical. Fenders, sliders, bumpers, braces, the whole deal. The transmission is the difference. So, you're probably not supposed to itch. True story. No touching. But isn't that the other VFD? This is the regular VFD, and there is a VFD dig that drops right onto here. The VFD Twin has a dig and everything's built in right to it, but there's a VFD dig specifically for this transmission. It's what I've got in my Pro up there. So, wait. This is the worst chat. It's basically an Ultra VFD, right? That's correct. It is the exact same as the Ultra VFD. So in the Ultra, we had called that the spec version of the VFD, and that's what this refers to in like the description. If you read the website, which I know nobody does, we spend all that time writing it, and nobody does. But yes, it's the same spec as the Ultra, which is called the spec. So, is this the new RTR? Yes, it is, T-Ham. So, I refuse to read. You can't make me. When a mullet hair catches the lip... Oh! I have two VFD twin transmissions and one of those spec VFD transmissions. Yep. Same, and you'll be very familiar then. Is the cross brace of the Origin work on the newer VS410s? From the... Let's see. So, from the Origin. It depends. I guess it depends on which cross brace you're talking about, because there were several. But yes, as long as you're using it with similar things. So like the Origin used a regular cross brace back here, and then had a bumper that slide in. So the rear cross brace will work. Of course, you'll have to take out the larger one, and then you won't have a way to mount your rear your rear bumper. So there's a issue there. There was an aluminum one that went up in this section, and you could use that. However, you would have battery tray mounting issues. So still could, but it would work there. The front, again, yes, it would fit. However, you wouldn't be able to drop your bumper in the same way. So yes, but in just about all the way. Did you count the new Vanquish RTR in the Scale News RTR list? It will be this week. Since it came out the day after the Scale News, it will count on this week's episode. Why should I buy the Fordyce in one word? Call it Pro Light. It's one word, Pro Light. So it's like the Pro. It's just like the easiest way to get into it. There you go. That is why. What aftermarket bodies would be a good fit? I mean, that's kind of up to you. Bodies, you know, you can either run body posts and mount it however you like, or if you want to run hard bodies, you can. There's people who have body mounts that'll go right on from the sliders. Aftermarket bodies on a rail chassis are just whatever you like. Carbon fiber Suga body, also a good fit. So would the twin drop in, or would there have some light massage? Nope, it would drop right in. You'd have to change out the skid plate, but the twin comes with the skid plate. So you'd swap that out, but it would drop right in. Servo positions are all there. So yeah, easy direct swap. I wish you guys made a hard body. It would be amazing to get, yeah, I mean, hard bodies would be sweet. Just expensive. By the way, where is the chopper? It was right there. It is right there now. That is my Fordyce from the trail run. It's been run since as well. So, yeah. How you feeling, buddy? Decent. I'm not moving from this chair, but decent. Been making car-shaped cement yard stones from the inside of RC car bodies, reinforced with paper mache. just stacked around the yard. I like it. Show us that Fordyce. This is the Fordyce. Oh, that one? I'm not getting up. You will also notice there's a common theme for the rest of the show. I'm not getting up. Not for any specific reason, but because I'm not getting up. We want the moon buggy. Dan, your moon buggy is... Where is that thing? I didn't give it back to you, did I? Did I give it back to you? I don't remember. Oh, never mind. It's up there. There it is. Found it. So, didn't... Not answering that. Let's see. Is there something different about the panhard bar? No. I mean, yes, actually, because it's the thinner links now for the upper links all around, as well as the steering tie rod. So yeah, it runs the 4mm links now. The steering tie rod is also straight, as you can see. So those rod ends on there are a new bent rod end. So gives you a little bit more clearance. Dude, you just gave me a mini heart attack. Why, Lacos? It's Nicole is taking care of me. That's the idea of the title. Skid and battery tray needed to switch over to a VFD twin. Just the skid. So only the skid. That's a 4-link front. Nope, it is a 3-link with panhard. So you've got 2 lowers, a single upper right there, and then you've got your panhard link, which runs from the panhard mount to the axle, and then that's your tie rod. So if you're running a chassis mounted servo, you should be running a 3-link with panhard. You could also run a parallel 4-link with panhard, but you can't run a triangulated 4-link with a chassis mounted servo if you want it to work properly because of physics. You can make it so that it... No, gave the moon buggy dude hard. Yeah, Dan. But yeah. So. The... Get up, stand up, stand up. So when you see Nicole, do you pull the anime? Hello, nurse. Just every time she gets up, like, by the way, will you make me a sandwich? Will you fill my water? Will you? I mean, technically there are 4 links. That is true. It's more about the clarification of geometry. 3-link with panhard, triangulated 4-link. Because you can do 4-link with panhard, but it has to be parallel 4-link, no triangulation. Is the Fordyce lighter than the Phoenix? Ah, that's a good question. It should be, because the transmission is lighter. It's got lighter links. I have an RTR Phoenix here, but it's got aluminum wheels. I can take the wheels off, but the wheels are different between them, so it's still not a direct comparison. Either way, yes, it should still be. So, need a 2JZ with post holes. I will do that. That is on my list. Sorry. So, I'll put body post holes. I'll probably put both of those STLs just in the original STL download. And then, if you already bought one, you can just re-download it and get both options. There's another RTR, but it's on the wall. That one is the Zoku chassis swap. So that one doesn't count. Yeah. The ultra low power. Oh, I actually have some ESP32 processors that I've got. I used something similar for these lights for WLED control, but I've got another project here for like some data logging stuff that I've been working on that I wanted to try them on there too, see if they'll work, see if it's worth a shot. Anyway, let's see. There's not much else I can show you on here that's new. You guys have seen your way around a VS410 on this channel at least many times. Tractor, no tractor news. I have not got back to work on that. I've been so busy with the final release stuff of this truck and just other projects and things here and there that I just haven't. I told them like, hey, I'm pushing this project off for a little bit. If you're still interested, I'll get back to it before too long. Shipping wise, it's 8 ounces lighter. Thank you, Dan. That's a lot. I can't imagine the truck is actually 8 ounces lighter, but who knows what else we changed that was in there. Oh, I do know. Well, we had some of the other spare parts in there, the other links for the shifting. So, yeah. Time to scan it and make a cage. Technically, I don't have to scan this one because I have the CAD data for it. So I can just draw it without having to do that. Even easier on me and 100% correct and ideal. So can't argue with that one. What's better in your opinion? Completely stock VS410, SCX Pro, or RGT? VS410. The SCX10 Pro is a good car, but it's not a trail car. RGT are not cars that I, personally like the quality of. Have owned a couple, have their most recent one as well at the shop, but yeah, out of those, that would be for usability usability for my like an everyday car. It would absolutely be the S410. The SCX10 Pro is if you're trying to do like a comp style truck, it's a good base. You know, it's really one of the only ones right now you can buy that just is everything there out of the box. So it's still a solid truck option, but you know, there's a number of things about it that I would ideally like to modify or change. So I know a guy who lost his SCX Pro in the ocean. As long as it wasn't you, that's good. New version of the 2019 Crawlmasters build would be cool with the Fordyce. Yeah, I know. And I kind of looked back at a bunch of those photos, and I was like, that would be. Granted, there wasn't a ton that would be different, since this is kind of that style body already. I didn't know what I would do, so that's kind of why I decided to go, or wanted to go, the other way. What scale is the mower going to be? I think it's 5th scale. It's 1/5. The SC10 Pro competitiveness for Class 2 out of the box, even better with brass knuckles. Yeah, I mean, it can be a competitive car. Granted, you know, competitive car, it's more about a driver in those classes than anything. So, like for Class 2, I still would prefer portals over the straight axles. Like I comped my SCX10 Pro in my local stuff. I'm just like, man, I much prefer my F10 based build here. Like, just everywhere, I just much prefer my F10 style build. Fair to say the Crawlmaster build inspired the back half of the Ford. I think my Crawlmaster build was a taller one. It had it came all the way up and through. So I did a low style cage, more similar to this though, on the blue Power Wagon build that I did with the TRX 4 axles on a VS410 Pro. That one is probably closer than any of them to this. But you know, Brandon designed this cage completely, and we have similar styles on a lot of things. So he probably, in all reality, hadn't seen that truck at all, and I'm sure we talked about, you know, what style of cage we wanted, and just, you know, deciding to keep it low was probably just something that we both like that style of. So I think he had done one similar to this with a Toyota hard body build. So I think that it's just a lot of he and I's design thoughts are along similar paths. Because let me tell you, he definitely doesn't watch all my videos, so I can't say that it's like, oh well, it's because. Let's finished my Phoenix Portal kit, and I was planning in putting it in a Rock Pirates chassis, but after putting it together, I think I'm going to keep it stock. You know, works. They work well stock. I actually sold my Rock Pirates build last weekend, so that one left. That was the family truckster. This was the motor that was in it. I pulled out, but it left. So I could put this in here, but if we're gonna do a budget build, I can't touch anything. Which now I'm gonna message Matt. We have to figure out some fun. We've done a couple of those where I think we did the TRX 4 Sport and the SCX Pro one, where we had like 1 or 2 weeks of budget free. Like, do whatever you want. It doesn't count this week. Do whatever you want for 1 or 2 weeks out of it. So those were kind of fun rules. Then we also had like a couple of mandatory running video weeks. And, you know, it's set a budget of like $150 total. That does not make for an entertaining series. The budget build is $50 a week. That will not change. It's inflation. I mean, with inflation now, we could go to like $60 a week. Maybe we should do that. It's inflation. $60 a week. Or it, oh, maybe we do an increasing budget each week. Doubles each week. Start at $1, $5. Start at $5. Doubles each week. $5, then 10, 20, 40, 80. Ooh. Are the black accents on the Fordyce paint or stickers? Those are stickers. The only paint, it's one color paint. That's it. The man, that sliding scale budget would get out of hand in a hurry. But we could do like 8 weeks then. Actually, that would maybe be a way to make that much quicker. Where's my pad of paper? Let's see. If you double it, you need to start at $8 or $16. Why do I need to start at $8 or $16? Alex, are you trying to make me do it? Oh, you're trying to make me do it so it's like bytes. So it's the same way as megabytes. I like the spin to spend. Oh, that's interesting. Who said that? Budget roulette, spin to spend. Moose Jaw said that. Interesting. Wrapped graphics. Thank you, sir. Damn you guys for releasing this. Pro Kit's still gathering dust, so I have to go and order a Fordyce. Even better. 8 weeks maximum. Matt, 8 weeks. I think we're on. We do 8. 8 weeks. And we just have to. What is the date today? I'm not going to do it properly. I think spin to spend makes it. Oh. We could do the spin on the live stream, or we just do it beforehand. Either way. Can't start, or we pause until after I return. I know you gotta go to Ireland. We can figure this out. We can figure it out, Matt. Amazon only parts build. Absolutely not. 0% chance of that happening. Spin, but with a free week using only spare parts, or you can glean from a kit leftovers. Oh, there's a lot of really good options with spin. Spin to win. Live stream spin before F1. The only problem is that, like, you know, sometimes, like, it depends on our production schedule as far as like when we actually, if we have to wait until we do it during a live stream, it could like really screw with how we are gonna do the build. So, alrighty then. Like, we could have a you pick it, so like the other person gets to pick the upgrade. So, what's more important, sir? Going to Ireland with your wife, or budget pulling toy trucks on the internet? Like, duh. Buy it or design it. See, there's so much of that. I need to write some of these down. It's time for no. I'd get out the iPad so I could start sketching, but maybe that wouldn't be appropriate. So we either do, I think the spin is better than sliding. Can someone grab him a quill so he can take notes? Who remembers what pen this is first? And one piece is hooked to a taser. TWSBI 580, you're right, DK. I think spin to win. I think that we don't do them live. I think that we do it. Matt and I do it. We'll record it with each other, spin it, get the thing there, and then we just include that at the beginning of the episode and we go from there. That way you guys don't get spoiled with knowing before the video drops. We need a Hot Wheels track 5 wide and the cars to determine the budget. Alex, that's such a good idea too. Okay, writing down Hot Wheels track for the... It could change each week. Spin at the end of every video on the updates. Live spin, live reaction. You're gonna need more room. I know. I could do it at the shop. I get a real long one. Josh is going to wake up tomorrow wondering, why did I write down spinning wheel and Hot Wheels track? None of these things would be. Yeah. Free week. You pick his. Make your spouse pull the budget and watch and record their reaction. You're gonna spend how much? Spin the wheel of what? Each week is a new technique of building. Spouse choice would be hilarious. Oh my god. Use a dartboard. And missing the dartboard is just like $200. Or let your spouse set the price. We'll find out who lies to their significant more than whoever gets the lowest budget for the week picks a manufacturer for the other to incorporate in. There's some. Let's see. How would I write that? So some challenges like side hill angle, vertical climb before flip, etc. Make it more realistic build that armchair owners are looking to improve. I think you'd be... some people are concerned with that exactly. But if you go to events a lot, you will notice that a lot of people have very little... That is not what their concern is. Their concern is they want it to look like what they want it to look like. And I think that's also super important. So... while I do normally pick things that I feel like will be performance-minded, improve my performance in general, it is, yeah. The bigger problem is, like, for Matt and I, it's like we live a long ways from each other, so we either both have to replicate it, and we're getting into the months here soon where Matt's weather will be less possible. So... raw builder's kit build without looking at the manual. I think I could damn near build a raw builder's kit without looking at the parts. Like, I think I could do it without, like, just feeling around. That would almost be worth doing. Split screen, get a camera in the box, you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm guessing. Sounds like a challenge. I'd watch that vid. The only hard part would be determining if I got the right screw lengths, because I'd like to be able to determine that, but it's not necessarily 100% needed. I think I could do it. Can you still buy raw builders kits? Blindfolded. I can't be blindfolded because then I can't read comments. I have to have it in front of me here and, like, reaching through. I just have a split, maybe a second camera. Am I going to ASD? Yes, I will be at ASD. Scrap bin kit. I think that would make more people angry at what my scrap bin has in it. Let's go to A main. Let's see. The original one is gone. It's just the SCX3 and the Enduro. So, yeah. The SCX-10-2, I think I could do pretty easily. The SCX3, like, I feel like I would need the manual at least. The SCX-10-2, I think I could do it without looking and without the manual. Scrap bin would be a definite disadvantage to Matt. I think you'd be probably surprised how many nice parts Matt has in his scrap bin as well. But yeah. eBay parts. I don't like suggesting people buy crap parts. I just don't. Just you don't have to spend a lot, but you can get decent stuff without doing that. I won't do. I mean, if I was trying to make money on YouTube and be ultra successful, that's the stuff I would do. But I don't think it's good for the hobby. Amazon and eBay parts, knockoff stuff, things like that. Like, nope. Not something I will put out there. Okay. I think Matt and I are in agreement. 8 weeks. Might be able to split it up into 2 sections even, like a normal upgrade time or whatever, and then the spin, pick whatever. Like that would be a possibility. There are more legit small businesses on the eBay, but still too much circumventing original manufacturer. Yeah, a lot of that. There are some on eBay, agreed. Definitely, it's a toxic place in a lot of ways. RC Garage Guy, thank you much. First time seeing you here, appreciate it. Each week is a new technique. 3D printing week, brazing week, carbon fiber week, etc. See, I would love to be, I feel like that's a good idea. Is incorporating some stuff like that. But maybe, like I said, breaking it up so that or like in the video, like a normal upgrade, a DIY, 3D printing, brazing, carbon, whatever, and a spin. It's a lot in a video, but Matt's got all the time in the world. It's fine. We can go on summer break since he's got to go to Ireland. 4 weeks before Ireland, 4 weeks after. Exactly. It's just like summer break. If you're an F1 fan. You have to build a competition crawler, but you have to use the CEN F450 Brodozer as the base tray. I mean, it's a nice long wheelbase. I feel like I've already watched this build series. You know, it's I've never done anything like that with the VS410 platform because I was always like, no, budget builds have to be on RTRs. That was, and granted, we then broke those rules with the TRX4 Sport, but before it was always like, no, it's got to be an RTR. It's got to be an RTR. So, bonus for building: if you buy a part, you get X budget. If you build it yourself, you can spend 2 times on the material. I wish that it was more accepted on the building side. A lot of people, like, if you're if you're like out, using tools or things like that outside of like what people just have, they're just like, well, that's. And then they leave shitty comments on videos. So I would like to be able to incorporate a little of everything. So I think that's the subject has already been chosen. We'll do it with the new one. We just got to determine exactly what kind of fun way to pose this one. If we make it a little gamey, a little gimmicky, we can still keep some of that ridiculous fun side of it, even in a techie type video. So, who is the best kit Vanquish makes? I mean, best kit, I guess it depends on what you're talking about. Like the Ultra is the most expensive, and it comes with machined axle housings. The Pro has the best transmission, and it's one of my favorite to drive. But the Fordyce drives a lot like my Pro, and it's the reason that it's become my favorite, but it's also the least expensive version out of all of them, and it's an RTR. Like, they all kind of fill a different gap. So it's saying best to me, it's like there is no best option of anything. All the options exist for different reasons. So honestly, nothing you use is really out of reach. I spent $1,000 on an RC car. That's people look at that all the time. They're like, oh, it's so expensive. I'm like, I bet you have more money in the crawler you built than it costs to buy the CNC that I'm using out there. Like, and it can make you other parts that you can put on your other car. You could have probably made half of the things on that car with that machine, and then you would have way less into it. And you have a tool and a skill. Now what? So that's the but everybody's mindset is different, and you can't. Some people live in an apartment and don't have room for a CNC machine. I get that. I had a CNC machine in my apartment, but it was a spare bedroom. Some people don't have a spare bedroom. They have a kid that occupies the spare bedroom, and at that point, it's not a spare anymore. It's just a bedroom. So, who knows? Yeah, but my mindset is always right. That's what I say too. Nicole never understands that. You don't have a Haas in your garage, really? I can't say we don't run any Haas stuff. And the as much as like for my house, I mean, I would. Yeah, I guess if I was buying one for home, I probably still wouldn't buy a Haas. I'd buy something smaller. I'd buy like a Tormac if I was buying one for home. But yeah. The what CNC do you have? My CNC here is a Stepcraft D600. But can you 3D print a 3D printer? Self-producing robots. Haas has too much tire drag. Oh wait. I like where you're at there. Choose each other's liveries. Oof. See, that's the problem. Is Matt's more creative on that side than me. He would just have like a stick figure painted on the side of his, and mine would look good because he chose it, even if it was stupid. So, but I think we have a good plan there. I'm glad Matt jumped in and agreed to that. That's crazy talk. Can't believe it. But I feel like we have a lot of opportunity to get things running there. Just watch out what he calls Dippy. I know. If you didn't watch Matt's most recent Watch on the Bench, where he went over the finish of Dippy and all of the details on it. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. The little car looks cool. I like that thing. That's such a. I like that little car he built. I know that I'm probably not going to go drive that size of a car. I like the little bit larger one, but he did such a good job. It looks so nice. I can see people really gravitating towards it. Best use of a 1/18 scale. I agree. I've not seen a better done, better utilized UTB 18 so far. I think that is the best one I've seen. Oh yeah. Set myself a reminder for that other thing. Does that? So we're gonna go to 8 o'clock tonight. It's another 15 minutes or so. You know, don't want to overdo it. The 69.5 is cool. He made a lot of really good decisions. What time does qualifying start? I think like 3:30 in the morning. Well, that's that's not qualifying. That would be FP3. Let's see. The Netherlands. Let's go. Where's our schedule? There we go. Practice 3 starts at 2:30 in the morning. Pre-qualifying is at 5:30. Qualifying is at 6 a.m. I'll be up for that. Not a chance. Hobby room. Thank you very much. So now that there's a massive gap in the market, who is going to be rushing and fill it for a highline, right? For a highline rig? What do you mean by you mean like just like a super high end rig with like the Pro and Ultra being done? Is that you know, I don't know that there was that area of the market didn't really exist much before. We just kind of like made its way in there. There's not a lot of people that have that same capability as us. You know, like we're machining in house. It's just, you know, we're able to do that a little bit differently. If you were, you know, it's like when we include the axles in those trucks, we can price it differently just because like, oh, we're including it in a kit. So we don't have to charge like the same amount that we do with a normal thing. So it's a little bit different there. But you know, that's, I don't know that it's easily, you know, replicated with somebody else. You know, who knows? The Pro and Ultra were great trucks. They were our, you know, first trucks. I feel like that kind of got into it a little bit better. We had the Origin Limited before that, and it was a good truck, but it you know, was just kind of a stepping into it. It didn't perform as well with the big metal bumpers and such. So it's just all stepping stones. Those still have a place, and they did great. So who knows? If we can do something like that again in the future, maybe. But of course, not something that we're ever going to just be like, yeah, we're definitely going to do that. It's going to be out in a year and a half from now. But yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's just it is hard. The Origin unboxing was quite exquisite. It was expensive to produce that CNC cut foam and all that, but it was fun. So we were happy to be able to do that. So, but where are we at? We got 10 minutes left still. We've gone through a lot of ideas for the budget build, which I think we're definitely on to something. I'm excited for this now. And hot wire CNC cutter. Well, it wasn't all the way through, so you couldn't hot wire it. It was stepped. So, I mean, unless you were doing stepped and then gluing it all back together with multiple things, but it really wasn't, that wouldn't have been efficient for it. So CNC cutting that stuff is much more efficient cost wise. Thanks, Moose Jaw, for your next bag of frozen veggies. Yeah, the 2 hour thing. Yeah, you got to change stuff out. You might should have a brodozer build off. There is 0% chance that you will ever convince Matt of that. As much as I like brodozers, I still don't see a build off of that happening. I mean, I wouldn't mind finding some like 4.0s for the front of this, make some little rubber bands, get it good and squatted, tooted up in the front. Cradle, with the long arms in there. Negative on the brodozer. Matt is still in here. Predictions for P2 and P3 this weekend. I feel like Checo's gonna find his way onto the box. I don't know that it's gonna be in second. I'm gonna say Alonso P2, Checo P3. That's mine. I've been here the whole time. I figured you were popping in and out. We've come up with so many good ideas. What did you bump on your Jeep today? I haven't been anywhere today. So, yesterday on the drive home, there was volume down. No extra vibration, no extra noise. Just drive home. Nicole actually drove me home yesterday, and then I didn't move all day today. Checo won't make it past Q1. Checo's coming back. He's feeling better. I can tell. He had a nice break. He's gonna make it up onto the step at least. I feel Lando might pull off some more magic. I think Lando's gonna end up P4. That's Lando P4, Lewis P5. Yeah. That's my prediction. It's a long shot on those predictions. Probably by the fire still happening, 100%. Yes, I will be there. Look at Josh PP0. I don't know. Those times were so close together today. They were close together today, but practice, I don't put a lot of Sargent in Q3. Ooh. I feel like we're going to see Sargent P19 with Liam Lawson P20. There you go. I have an 83 silver and I'm going to send you. Sweet. Thank you, Noel. Much appreciated. Verstappen is always conservative in practice and quality. Yeah, exactly. He just sends it as much as is needed. He doesn't want to show what the car really has. It's a good way to kill off what we have left of the audience before the actual stream is done. First live checking. Good times. Thanks, Chad. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for catching in. Checking in, catching up, whatever. Click the like button before you leave. Yes, do that now while we're all still in here. Although he did blow it in P1 once. Yeah, in Q1, right? The drive shaft issue? Or was that Q2? Can't remember. When we talking about Earnhardt? Raise hell, praise Dale. Hot Wheels talk. Ooh, I need to do my NFT Hot Wheel redeemable from the last batch of the NFTs. I do need to do that. And did I order anything? I don't know if I... Can't remember if I ordered anything new. I bought one on eBay the other day. I think it came though. Another Porsche. I'm really Porsche focused at this point. So, I need to find the RWB Porsches. That is what I need to find. I want the RWB hauler, and I want the RWB Porsche standalone. I think one is flatback, one is like purple. Those are the ones that I need right now. They're stupid expensive though. Not that, I mean, not stupid, but like stupid enough. But that's what's on my list. So I've got Stella, the black one. Yeah, I love the haulers. The RWB hauler setup is so rad, and the black one, aren't they like $35? I don't know if I've seen them that cheap. How do you feel about RUF? Do they make RUF Hot Wheels? I've never seen them. If so, I'm in, because, you know, why not? Max P1, Prez P2, Lewis P3. I don't want to see Lewis up there. I'll trade you a purple RWB for some VP wheels. I mean, if you don't specify which wheels. Let's. I went to Hot Wheels website earlier today. Quickly told myself no and closed the tab before I did anything stupid. Yeah. Oh, I did buy. I did buy one the other day. I forgot. It was. Let me go check my email. It was the Mattel Creations. Your order. Yeah. It was the. Can I go to that photo? No. The red line Mercedes. I forgot. That was the only one. It's and that one was $30. But the doors open. I mean, it comes. Oh, you got that one? Yeah. And it comes in a box that looks like the luggage that those cars came with. I got another Volvo. Matt, of course he did. I think this one is going to be sweet. And so, I forgot I bought that. Just came to me. I remember I got into work right like 2 minutes after it went live, and Brandon and Michael were in there like acting weird, and I like looked at Michael's page and I was like, "Oh crap, that's live!" And he was like, "Ah," he was hoping I didn't see. I had to send you some of my Liberty Walk Skylines. Ooh, the Liberty Walk stuff is cool as well. Brandon and Michael both have one of the Skylines, I think. I do not. I'm just happy with my BRZ Hot Wheels. The 935 is a good find. I think I've got a handful of those. Soon Matt will need a Swedish passport. All right, let's call this thing. As always, appreciate you guys joining in. Hot Wheels talk, F1 talk, and some budget build decisions. So I have some messaging of Matt to do now, so we can make up some rules here. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll talk with you soon. See you for scale news, at least. Later.